This week, the NFL is hot. Daddy daycare with Rip in full effect. Wife is out of town. Left Rip all by himself with the kids. Billy Belichick to the New York Football Giants. Let's go.
All those fantasy football studs that got you through the week, DK 1-0, Saquon Barkley, Jaden Daniels, Isaiah Likely of the Ravens, all their t-shirts can be found on 500level.com. Use the discount code DKAndRip, that's DKANDRIP. Get 20% off everything, mystery shirts for $10. Check it out, 500level.com. Let's go.
Yo, aloha, welcome to the podcast. For some reason, Rip, I woke up thinking about the weirdest thing. Ike sandwiches. That was a really good sandwich experience for me in California. You took me, I said, we arrived. This is reminiscing 2 weeks ago. I'm taking it way back. We arrived in your beautiful town of Long Beach. You said, let's get a sandwich. I was all in. And it was a great sandwich. I'll tell you, it didn't sit well with me, but at 43, nothing really sits well with me. I put a lot of things in the rafters, we've talked about. But I had the Matt Cain, and it was so good on Dutch Crunch bread. Great marketing, I think, with Ike's to do the sandwiches after famous people. In this case, a lot in the Bay Area. Should we see more naming of stuff inside of like sandwich places, bagel places? Should we name shit more?
To me, it's like one of the ultimate, like, you made it moments in life. If you have a restaurant menu item named after you, like, what else can you do? Key to the city, maybe build a statue like Kobe Bryant, but I don't even know if Kobe has a sandwich named after him. He might have a couple statues, but when you get something on the menu, you're golden.
Kobe's got to have a couple, like, bacon Sonoran dogs named after him, outside of Dodger Stadium or something at this point in time. Maybe Ike stole them all. No, he didn't. It's a lot of Bay Area shit, man. I mean, what did I have? What did you have, Rip? I know they got a Patrick Marleau on the menu. Get a little Patrick Marleau, Madison Bumgarner, the Andrew Luck, a very well-known sandwich people like a lot. I'm a Matt Cain guy. I feel like since I have got to Ike's and I was in the Bay Area when they originally started, and now I see they're in Arizona, I think Texas, they're growing. Come out to Hawaii, shit, we'll take one. I will say this, Rip. We talked about Blimpie. Never skipped on the meat. The meat may have been 90% water, 10% turkey during those Blimpie Prime days. That's okay. Totally fine. I feel like Ike's might be getting smaller, skipping on the meat a little bit, a little skimpiness. But at the end of the day, it's all good. It's about the Dutch Crunch bread, Rip. You know what I mean? And having fun ordering the Lincecum or the Paul Rubens with Gouda. You can get Adam Richmond if you want. You can get creative. Spiffy Tiffy. Who fucking knows?
Big Ike's guy. Ike's sponsorship. I got a 1-star idea. How about we start a sandwich shop and we name all the menu items after the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. You can get the Daniel Jones. You can get the Deshaun Watson. It's just 2 slices of bread and a shit log in between it at this point. We can get the Kirk Cousins. Throw the Kirk Cousins in there. It's just a pile of trash between 2 rye breads. What do you think of that idea?
I hate that you just did that with Cousins, because Cousins subs, as people know, I love. So I hate that we're putting their name together, but that's the sandwich that's gonna sell right now. Shit sandwiches don't work. I know you're transitioning to NFL talk, Rip. That was very good podcasting. But I do want to stay real fast on sandwiches because 1-star deli, great idea, great name possibly. Here we go, idea alert. My guy Mark Washburn in Denver, I've been trying to get him on the deli train for about 22 years now. We both found Little Luca's early in our adult lives and fell in love with it, wanted to reproduce it, potentially Rip inside of airports, bring the taste of Dutch Crunch international and national to airports. Anyway, 1-star deli, 1-star guess, Rip. Get Sandoz named after him. Come on, am I onto something a little bit? Come on, Washburn.
It's kind of the exact opposite of my idea, naming after the worst players in the league. But yeah, 1-stars. Hey, let's do it, man. I think those could be some hot sellers. The Jaden Daniels. I mean, come on. I'm a bunch of pickles and.
Well, I'll tell you, the Jaden Daniels will give you the runs because that's what he does. He just runs out of the pocket immediately. He doesn't even do any progressions. It's an immediate run out of the pocket. So that could give you the runs. Rip. Fuck marketing, man. Geniuses. The NFL geniuses, though. NFL viewership. I'm just through the roof. It took over my life. I know It took over everybody's life listening to this show, except for my mother. Mother, the NFL started. It was a lot of fun. NFL viewership, though, through the roof, bro, through the roof. The Chiefs game against the Ravens, Rip, Thursday night. Check it out. Most ever watched NFL kickoff game ever. Peacock allowed it to get on all the little apps and internet stuff. 28.9 million viewers, bro. NBC and the cock. That's what we call it around our house. The cock, Peacock. Surpassed, though. 27.5 million was the record for last year. Lions, Chiefs. People love the Chiefs, who got a lot better. We'll talk about it. And then on Friday, bro, my birthday. It was my birthday, too. Biggest game ever and my birthday. Peacock drew an average of $14.2 million for an Eagles game in Brazil over the Pack. Also a fun game to watch on my birthday. It was so lovely. Lovely birthday to have a Friday night football game. I know Philly fans are pissed off. You got a home game jacked from you. Taken down to the home of acai bowls, Brazilian booty lifts. What else, Rip? Volleyball? What am I missing? MMA?
Beautiful
nothing.
beaches. Beautiful beaches.
Creative podcast hosting, Rip at its finest. That was right on point. People are pumped up, bro, for the NFL. Dude, it was good. It was just really good for me to have it back. It was so nice getting the fantasy squads in order. Seeing early, remembering that, like, I missed a couple things, Rip. Big miss on getting my guy Reed the hot start in Brazil. Not a lot of people were on that one. Would you have started that guy over Zay Flowers, Rip? Clean slate. Not knowing. Zay Flowers, Reed. Who gets to start?
Absolutely, Reed. I mean, you got Jordan Love, one of the hottest quarterbacks, up-and-coming youngster in the NFL. Yeah, Jaden Reed had so many touchdowns in the last half of last season. I don't know how you didn't start him, but you won anyway.
Whoa. Monday morning quarterback, man. This is a Euro game in my head. This was a low-scoring, bad-field affair, Rip. You got to do the Euro game with this. You can't think high-flying Reed. Anyway, I could have screwed it up. Rip.
Don't start him next week. You got Malik Willis thrown to him. He can add a sandwich to him in our one-star deli for sure.
I think he just signed a month ago. Yeah, that was a shame. Those injuries in the last minute or so. Really be careful. A lot of the rookie quarterbacks, really be careful. That should be the name of this podcast. Really be careful. Makes me nervous seeing these guys run around like that in the NFL. Bigger, badder, fucking nastier dudes coming at you. Got to be careful. The biggest, baddest, nastiest dude around is killing the media game, Rip. Killing the media game. I had a wonderful time watching the pregame, like I mentioned, getting my roster set, enjoying football. Bill Belichick, Rip, everywhere. I said in the opening, the Giants are really shitty. Dayball gave up. The second he didn't have access to Caleb Williams and he had to deal with Danny Dimes again, Danny Nickel, Danny, a loaf of bread and a pile of shit and some sauerkraut for Rip, number 17. What's his number, Rip? God, he was bad. Bill Belichick, though, why not the New York Football Giants? He's staying involved, I'll tell you that much. Kind of an unprecedented media schedule. Did you get any gander at Bill Belichick, Rip? Did you see he started a fucking Instagram account?
I did see he started an Instagram. We're not following it. The one stars are not following Belichick. I mean,
follow him.
I think it's good what he's doing in the media. I don't think he needs another coaching job. The man's in his 70s. Like, enjoy retirement, do your media stuff, have fun, sit there with the Mannings. You don't need to get back into coaching, man. You've done it all. You won 6 Super Bowls. What else do you need?
Producer Winston's looking at me right now, wondering why you wouldn't make a run at him. He is on the dirtiest media run of all time. Almost a guarantee he says yes to the one-star recruits. Almost a guarantee. Dude, my man was on the Pat McAfee show. He's on every Monday, actually. No, I think. He's there slotted most Mondays to slide on. There you go, Bill Belichick. What a guest for McAfee. Manningcast, you mentioned he did it. He was great. The best Manningcast member of Monday night. We got a breakdown show. Peyton and Belichick do a 30-minute ESPN Plus breakdown show. Can't wait for that one. I like Bill Belichick. I might love Bill Belichick, Rip. If you're a Giants fan, you are with me. Like, DK, he knows. team has more talent than that. It was really, really ugly. I think this guy might be your guy. He's on Sirius though, Rip. He's doing a digital show about fantasy football. He's out there. Get him the Belichick way. Get him on the 1 stars, Rip. I know you did just blew that one off. Like you're eating some dino nuggets for your kids and that's your dinner. I ate dinner, leftover mac cheese dino nuggets. I want you to enjoy this meal. This guy is actually gettable. You know what I mean? Are you back on track? Bill Belichick 1 stars?
See, I'm kind of the opposite. I mean, he went from 0 to 60. Like I never really heard him say much. He always gave those boring press conference interview answers, and I don't really need to hear anything else from him. I'm off on Bill Belichick. I don't. He's not exciting to me. He's older. I mean, he should be there on the sidelines maybe, but yeah, I don't need to hear what he has to say. Call me crazy.
Boo this man, listeners. Coming up next week, the University of Rhode Island athletic director. Just kidding, Rip. That was a joke. That was a joke, bro. That was a joke. We love ADs. Yo, Tom Brady, the GOAT, was back. Did you get any of his broadcasting? He called the Dallas Cleveland game. You get any of that? That goodness.
I was flipping back and forth between so many different games. I didn't even honestly pay attention to the announcers unless it's like the Sunday night game where you got one thing on or the Monday night game. I'm off the announcers at this point. I'm just watching the football.
It's normal, but it's Brady, you know. So I tuned in. Cowboys blew out the Browns 33-17. Brady called that game. He was pretty nice. This is the number one booth team now with my guy Kevin Burkhardt, who I really do like. So kind of came in. I expected a little more Tony Romo, and he delivered. He delivered a nice highlight when they returned from a commercial break in that game, and he gave a real clean breakdown, Rip, of how disruptive Myles Garrett actually can be from Tom Brady's point of view, which was super dope. And then, of course, Garrett comes through with a forced fumble immediately after Brady does his thing. Like, look out for this guy. And then he does it exactly what Brady said. I think that's the good shit people are going to get with him. The best guy possibly, even in announcing right now, is Greg Olsen, who got bumped for Brady. So he's got some upkeep to do. The one interesting caveat about Tom Brady, which doesn't matter anymore because of things that I just explained. Him being able to break down plays, situations, and football differently than anybody in the human race could do, Rip. With T. Brady, what he cannot do because he has a Raiders ownership stake, though, is participate in any production meetings. So any pregame meetings with players or coaches, watch practices, both are super commonplace for all these guys. You know, Rip, they come in and do their little thing. I was talking to him yesterday. Not with Tom Brady. He can't do that with his Raiders ownership stake, which, by the way, is on its way to approval. Congratulations, Go. The rich get richer. He's on a $350 million 10-year media contract currently. I give him a B+. I thought it was good. Are you going to watch? You're going to tune in next week. Who's he play? He's probably got a good game next week. They probably got him following the damn Cowboys. You going to give him a go, Rip?
Hey, if he's on and I'm watching, I'll listen to him. I mean, I heard some mixed reviews about him saying he's kind of learning on the job, which makes sense. It's not an easy job, man. You got a million things going on at once, and missing those production meetings, I think, is key because all those stories Tirico tells that he gets the inside information from those hours and hours of production meetings and meetings with coaches. I think that's going to be an important thing for Brady to miss.
Yeah. Cool. Good stuff going on there. So there's some Patriot talk. There's some outliers, some things that caught my mind. As far as the football went, week 1 was really, really good, fun, entertaining, some surprises, some things that overreaction zone, I'm sure we'll hit on. I want to just do maybe a quick 10-second piece, Rip. We'll go worst to best here, and you just give me a hitter. I'll give you a hitter. Carolina Panthers. I'll start. Bryce Young, terrible, and confidence gone. It's going to be a really long year there. If you're in the betting space and like betting, just go ahead and bet against the Panthers every week. Go ahead, Rip. Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, same thing. They hired a new coach who was Tampa's offensive coordinator last year. Supposed to, inject some life into that offense. And ugly, man. The Saints have a pretty good defense, but I think the Panthers looked worse than they did last year. So I agree, man. Long season coming for them. I think their over under on wins was 4.5. I think you got to take the under still.
Tread lightly on the Saints too, because that's such a bad football team in Carolina, and I think that they're just sucked. He sucked. He needs a change of scenery. New York Giants, Rip. We talked about him already. You got my take. Anything on the Giants?
They're focusing on all the bad things, man. That Daniel Jones contract. Who's their backup quarterback? It's Drew Lock. He'll probably be starting by week 5 at this rate.
They will come back and be haunted by the offseason Giant show when the owner, Mr. Mara, said, "Dear God, please don't let him get traded to Philadelphia." In regards to Saquon Barkley, who landed in Philadelphia and had 3 touchdowns. Nightmare situation for the Giants. It's going to get blown up by week 3. Denver Broncos. Exciting, Rip. Exciting, but going to be really, really shitty football there. Rookie quarterbacks are just going to have a hard time this year. That's going to be my take. You'll see throughout. Denver Broncos.
Yeah, it seems like Bo Nix might be all right in a few years, but it also seems like he's going to be learning on the job for a while. Man, yeah, just struggling offense with not really any fantasy players in that. I drafted Javonte Williams and I already regret it.
Washington Commanders. Scary Terry McLaurin could get frustrated pretty quickly if Jaden Daniels doesn't learn real fast, Rip, to stay in the pocket, do his progressions, take a couple risks throwing the ball before deciding to run. You're going to get injured, or you're just going to be frazzled Zach Wilson football if you don't get your shit together there. It's on him staying in the pocket, making the right reads. Commanders.
It's kind of that same thing Cliff Kingsbury did with Kyler, man. They got to go down the field more, and he never ended up doing it. But yeah, if you can just take a few shots down the field a game to McLaurin and he gets one, it's worth it. But yeah, Jaden's throwing the short passes. He's got an arm and he's got accuracy going deep, so they need to let loose for that one.
That defense isn't that bad either. I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are actually that good. We'll get to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Las Vegas Raiders, in a nutshell, hard to watch football, going to be hard to watch all year. Wouldn't be surprised if Antonio Pierce does not make it through this season. Raiders, Rip, anything?
We knew going into the season your 2 quarterbacks are Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. It's not going to turn out well. I mean, it's no surprise. So what are we looking at? 3-14 at this point?
Lucky to get there with that bad of quarterback play. Worst quarterback play of the week happened with the Tennessee Titans. I had much higher expectations for Drew Levis to at least be in control. Holy shit, was he out of control. So out of control that 2 plays changed everything from that game that they should have won. Defense is really good in Tennessee. Will Levis, shake him up, man. Just like Jaden. Will, you got to go through progressions. You can't make mistakes that lead to turnovers, man. Tennessee Titans, Rip. Jeffrey Simmons, you like that D?
Good D, but I mean, I had the Bears as my survivor pick, and they were trying to give that game away. Caleb Williams didn't do almost anything, and the Titans still lost. So yeah, I mean, another more bad quarterback play. It's rampant around the league right now. Our 1-star deli is going to be packed to the house.
To the house, bro. Patriots. Good win or bad loss by the Bengals?
I think bad loss. Anytime you're open the season at home against a team that's not expected to make the playoffs, you got to win those games. I don't think the Bengals are in trouble yet. They started slow last year. Burrow was coming off an injury. Now they didn't even have T. Higgins. Jamar Chase didn't get any training camp reps. They'll be back, but bad way to start it for sure.
Yeah, bad way. So that's the worst, listeners. Let's quickly do the best and we'll move on. We'll finish this with our Arizona Cardinals. The Chiefs look so good, Rip. I think they're going to be, now that they got more explosive tools for Mahomes to use on offense, look out. Look out. All the Xavier Worthy fantasy draft owners, well done. Congratulations. Unsure about Kelsey, but I think he'll figure it out and find his place because you got to put defensive backs and linebackers on these other receivers now. Rip is good. What's going to happen for Kelsey over time? Kansas City Chiefs, I think they're going to three-peat after watching week 1.
It's going to be scary. They didn't even come close to playing their best game and still beat a really good team. Chris Jones is just a wrecking machine in the backfield on defense, putting so much pressure on Lamar Jackson. As long as he's healthy and that defense is solid, I don't see how they can't repeat at this point.
Strong. Although I listened to Chris Jones's voice on Manningcast on Monday night. Did you hear him on Manningcast by any chance?
Did not.
Did not expect his voice to be like that. Go ahead and give it a Google or Yeah, check out Manning Chris Jones. Just check out his voice. Did not fully expect that. The Detroit Lions superstars were kind of quiet. Not a lot of St. Brown. We did get that Montgomery just or down. That's football, Rip. David Monty running down the guts of a defense for the W. Detroit Lions, though, look pretty good. You think Detroit, hardest place to play in football, Rip?
Ooh, maybe Green Bay. Yeah, Detroit's got to be top five now. When they're good and that stadium's rocking, those fans are pretty darn loyal. Cleveland, when they're good, that's a tough one, the dog pound. But yeah, Detroit's in the top five for sure.
Top five, top three, still the Niners. Really, that coach, that system, plug and play a little bit situations going into San Francisco. We got to see it live and in person. No disrespect to Jordan Mason whatsoever, but I think a lot of NFL running backs and practice squad guys could have had a nice day. Bigger holes than I expected from the New York Jets. They'll get shit together though. Tough to go on the road. Tough to shake off Aaron Rodgers not getting injured in the first quarter. It was all they'll pull it together. The Niners though, very good, very well coached team. Still have it number 3. We still believe in the Niners after week 1, Rip.
How could you not? I mean, the defense is great. The offense is efficient. They haven't even Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle barely got any run. And yeah, the backup running back. I mean, what is Christian McCaffrey going to be in a timeshare at some point this season? The dude has a lot of miles. He's a lot of injuries. Who knows? But yeah, that offense is set up for success no matter who's in there.
Set yourself up for a playoff run and a healthy Super Bowl. Maybe that's the right move. Share it up. Fantasy owners do not like that, Rip. They do not like that. Dallas Cowboys, last contender here. Really surprising. Dak got paid. CD looked like CD Lamb, the top pick that everybody wanted him to be. God, that defense was flying around. I know Cleveland's in shambles, and that was just really horrendous offensively, but that defense is still good, and they showed up. Dallas Cowboys seem to be happy. Maybe Mike McCarthy is peaking as a leader too in this relationship with Dak Prescott and also Micah Parsons. It's coming together. The year of the Dallas Cowboys. Here we go, Rip. Kansas City Chiefs, Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl.
I could see it happening. I think I got Texans and Lions, but hey, the more the merrier. It's going to be a great playoffs. I'm looking forward to every week of the regular season and especially the playoffs this year. Cowboys proved a lot of people wrong. A lot of people thought Cleveland's defense was going to stop them in Cleveland the other day, but Cowboys can't. They didn't even play their best game again. Not huge stats by any of those guys, but that defense is a playmaking defense.
Things are happening. So we're not going to go through the middle. Lots of stuff exciting in the middle of that juncture too. Cardinals are Arizona Cardinals. Listeners, we are Arizona Cardinals fans. We have been for 30 plus years. Tough going in Buffalo. Seems like the Cardinals always get a tough opener on the road, usually cross country. A big fuck you to the Bidwell family. They probably have a 30-year contract with the NFL to give us the worst. Although I'd rather play in Buffalo now than middle of January or December. With that said, Rip, pros, Kyler Murray seemed in control, like a leader. It's hard to make some of those throws in the pocket when you can't see, but he's learning to move 2 steps over, 1 step back, and find those windows. We saw with the touchdown pass. Marvin Harrison Jr., he's a rookie. Let's chill out. But that was a bad miss on the wide open touchdown pass, especially for a youngster. Who knows what happens in that game if that connects there? Lots of who knows. Defense looked good, though, against a tough Jared Allen team for what we expected. When it looks good, C+, C-. We're going to be surviving, I think, most of the season with the Arizona Cardinals on defense and hoping that Kyler Murray and team MVP, in my opinion, in week 1, James Conner, ran angry this week, set the tone. He's going to do that every week if he can stay healthy. And hopefully we can score with teams and stay in games. I'm still on that number, Rip. I know 5 for you, 5 W's. Maybe you went down to 4 at one point in time. I wouldn't be surprised if this team wins a clean 7. That offense is going to figure it out.
You nailed that over under on wins. I have a $16 bet pinned to my bulletin board right here. $16, DK. Big money for the Cardinals to win under 7 games. That was the line, over under 7. I'll be honest, I'm a little worried. I mean, they're going to be involved in a lot of shootouts. The defense does not look good, but the offense can put up points. I'm a little worried they might hit that 7 number and I'll lose my $16.
And value guy, everybody hates the way you bet but you do make some good bet choices, Rep. Real quick in fantasy land, anybody thinking about doing some waiver pickups, some guys who might be available still. Baker Mayfield, obviously got to grab. Geno Smith, who I thought started really terribly, could be a quarterback if you're a Jordan Love owner or got shaken up anywhere else at that position. Some tough goes. Sam Darnold, it's a Giants experience, Rip. You gonna stay away from Sam Darnold, maybe get in on him early if you had a quarterback injury in week one.
There's probably guys I would take over him. I probably had one of the best games of his life the other day. Maybe he finally found his spot. Who knows? Maybe it took 4 or 5 years and 3 or 4 teams to find that perfect spot for him. Kevin O'Connell is usually a great offensive guy. I'm staying away right now. I need a little more proof. I'm gonna throw a deep one at you, DK. A real deep one here. If you got a deep bench, how about stashing Michael Penix? Kirk Cousins got $100 million, but how many more of those performances do they need to see before they bench that guy?
You're on it. That's a good stash. You make it early now. I mean, Jordan Mason's gone, plucked up. We saw a young Jaleel McLaughlin in Denver get some carries, but nothing jump out the board at all. I think Isaiah Likely stole the show. He's a wide receiver, basically, Rip. Happens to play tight end, so a lot of mismatches there. Mark Andrews, our guy, 1 star. What is he, an offensive lineman? He's just playing offensive line now because I likely is going to get a lot of those plays. Tough decision for guys who maybe grab Likely at the end. Rip, do you start him over a number one, a Travis Kelce even? Matchup based. Likely. Should he slide into starting lineups no matter what?
Maybe play 2 tight ends. People always think the flex position is just for a wide receiver or running back, but hey, if Likely has a few more of those games, maybe you stick him in there at flex if you got him and Kelce. See how that goes.
Big hand clap to J.K. Dobbins and the Chargers. That was fun, Rip. You live in L.A. Come on, give him a hand clap. Give them a hand clap. That Chargers defense, give them a hand clap. Okay, Khalil Mack, 4 sacks, 3 takeaways. They got Bryce Young next Sunday, Rip. Fucking A. Could be a field day.
Survivor pick, knockout pick right there.
Get them up there. Maybe look at Alex Pierce if you need some deep body stuff. Greg Dortch seemed to get more looks than anybody on that damn team. I think he might be the number 1 guy, 5'4". Who knows? Lots of exciting stuff to peel back on. Got to see a couple Guardian caps this week. First time for everything. Saw Jabril Peppers. Steelers guard, James Daniel, also wearing a Guardian cap. I'm cool with it. Is it weird, Rip? Does it make you slower? What do you think?
I didn't see any. I've still only seen them in the preseason. But I like it, man. It's safety first to me. If you're gonna wear it, it doesn't matter how you look to me as long as it helps you be a little safer. I'm all for it. I'd wear one of those things I might wear one picking up the kids from school. You never know what you're gonna run into.
You should wear one when you're doing DoorDashes, driving your kid to be safe. Just guardian up your whole life. Be one of those dudes. You get treated different. You probably get bigger tips. To be honest with you, people would be concerned about you.
They look
You should
kind of
wear
cool.
one.
They look like a balloon, like a deflated balloon fit over your helmet. It looks pretty cool to me. I'll be honest.
I'll be honest too. I didn't watch any of the U.S. Open. Former co-host on Nas would be very disappointed. Extremely disappointed. Even though there was Americans in it, I went through and I just never committed to any of the U.S. Open. I do want to go there really bad in Queens, Rip. I want to try the drink. You know, it's a $10 million signature cocktail they serve at the U.S. Open. Do you know which drink I'm talking about?
Crown and Coke.
The Honey Deuce, bro. It's the Honey Deuce. It's a Grey Goose sponsorship with them. It's the signature cock. It's the signature cocktail. Vodka, lemonade, raspberry liqueur, and honeydew melon balls. Honeydew melon balls, a lot of people hate honeydew, which is crazy. How can you hate honeydew? Like, you can maybe dislike it, but it's fine enough to hate it. Really well put together drink. Comes in, value guy, commemorative cup. So you value, can get that bad boy. Runs you $21. Pretty significant, 21 bones, but you get 3 or 4 there. You'd be interested, Rip? Sound good to you? The Honey Deuce.
Sounds good. I value guy. I'd like to get the recipe and make it at home first. I don't need the signature cup. How many of those do you think Travis Kelce had the other night? You see that video of him dancing and looking ridiculous over there in the suite? He probably had about 12 of those.
A lot of people got the ick from him singing touching you when you're touching me like that, Holy shit. Is he in pain or is he happy? One stars tell us. Was that a man in pain or a man in ecstasy? Hard to tell, sweet Lord Jesus. Big make him at home guy, Rip. What a loser. They actually have a solution for you. Maestro Dobo is selling a 69.99 home kit. Great pricing, wonderful pricing point for the Ace Palomas. This is made of tequila, lime, grapefruit soda, grapefruit slice, and black salt rim, which is also a US Open drink that they tried. Not as successful, the Ace Paloma, as the Honey Deuce. Honey Deuce gonna make you deuce. One star moments of the week, Rip. Everybody has them. Not everybody talks about them. We do. I know you've been doing daddy daycare, Rip. You got wife is not only not outside of the town, outside of the state, she's outside of the country. Wife's in Serbia, Rip. 10 days of you and two young fellas. Godspeed, sir. How was it?
It's been pretty good, actually. The one thing that I kind of violated, we have a no screen time policy since school started. So no screen time on school days, Monday through Thursday, basically. It's get your homework done, get all your activities out of the way, stay off screens until Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'll be honest, I did violate it, and it was partly because I wanted to. It was the opening night of NFL. It was Ravens Chiefs. I could not watch that game. So I did tell him, I said, get all your stuff done. At 5 o'clock, we can turn on the game and watch the first half. So really not a crazy one-star moment for me, but it's been a pretty good week so far. I got 3 more days, knock on wood. Hopefully everything goes well and finish strong here. But first week of school, a second week of school, I violated the no screen time policy. So one-star moment of the week, Thursday night, had to do it. NFL opener. Can't not watch that, DK.
Seems light and acceptable. There was no fisticuffs. There was no defecations. There's no hurting of property and or other humans in the neighborhood. None of that happened. All you had was a little bit of screen time for some Mahomes Lamar action. Come on, Rip. Give me something better.
Oh, it's constant fighting. I mean, I play a 30-second clip of them just in the same room. It's constant fighting, but with the TV distracts them a little bit. So that's as low as I went this week. It's been a pretty good week, man. But like I said, still got 3 more days, so I'm not claiming victory yet.
Stay strong. Stay strong. Respect daddy daycare. I cannot even imagine full time, all time, go time. But you get some support. You can call me in, Rip. I'm available. $300 an hour. I'll fly out there, you know, hang out with the kids for a good half a day if you need it. I'm available. One star moment for me is my birthday last Friday. Wonderful. 43. Birthday started off great. Actually had to take Kimmy on an early morning airport run before the sun even rises. Sun rises about 6:30. This was a departure time at 5:45. All good. Got my birthday started right, up and running. 7 a.m. Decided to grab a coffee in the town of Lihue, where I don't normally grab coffee. This is where the problems began on my birthday. Got myself a coffee though. Added a shot of butter. It's like a bulletproof coffee, Rip. Do you know what I mean? The bulletproof. I think it's butter. Is that weird? Think so. Anyway, do my coffee, got a bagel, strawberry cream cheese, driving down. I said, I'm going to take the dogs to the beach early because it's nice out, temperature nice. Take them down to a beach area, get out of the car, unload the dogs, make a quick trip to the path to begin our dog walk. Lovely morning, taking advantage, breathing in, do a nice in the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth breath, and it hits me. The rumble in the jungle. My stomach starts brewing a little bit. Decisions have to be made at this point in time. I did a bulletproof coffee, so I'm in no man's land. I'm not in my normal zone, Rip. I'm in no man's land on my 43rd birthday. So decision has to be made. Decisions are 3 things. Can I make it to the public restrooms, which is by the pool on this walk, about a 10-minute walk? Can I get back in the car and head home? Can I make it back to my house? Third, is this an emergency? I need to take action now. Number 1 and number 2, real quickly, Bulletproof coffee was not an option, man. 43rd birthday, the morning of my 43rd birthday. So I panicked, and I beeline to the trees, okay? To the tree area. I want to be as respectful as I can in this situation because it's just not. So I get through the trees, but I have the dogs on the damn leash too. It's not an area where I can release the hounds, dogs who are eyeballing me, just like, what are you doing? But I had to do it. Pants come down over a rock, found a nice rock. So I got over the rock, protection from splatter or just protection. So that was a godsend because it was happening. It was one of those. It was happening. It was going to happen. It happened. Actually, was kind of like a nice camping flow. Everything flowed out as clean as you could ever you could have dreamed of. Really, Rip. Could have been worse. Contemplation point was then, do I sacrifice my boxers for a wipe, or do I take off my bathing suit and head right into the ocean? I decided to head into the ocean. Popped in the ocean, up and down, bathing suit back on, completed a 1.5 mile dog walk on my birthday, got back in the car, finished my coffee, got home, washed my hands, and had my strawberry cream cheese fucking bagel, watched some football. For my birthday treat, a Three Musketeers bar, a Twix bar, and some Haribo sour straws. One of the best birthdays of my life.
Wow. Started off shitty and sound like it ended all right. That's man, bacteria levels high in that beach down there in off Kauai. Ooh.
I think I got close enough to the where water could clear it off. Do not feel good about it. I was very embarrassed. I was so embarrassed I wasn't going to even share on the podcast because we're doing 443 doing that. But everybody knows, Rip, when you change your routine early in the morning, sometimes there's no telling. Is that the truest thing you've ever heard in your life when it comes to being 43 years old and doing number twos?
Especially when the change of routine involves a new coffee, like
yes,
possibilities are endless. So yeah, that's almost to be expected.
Almost to be expected, and a lesson to all out there too. Be double check on, are you prepared physically to accept the coffee challenge that is put in front of you based on your body? Because your body won't lie. Feed it healthy. I had a Pop-Tart the night before too. I think the Pop-Tart combo of that. So lesson to all, 1-star moments, back stronger than ever. Proceeded to then go to another beach and go swimming for 20 minutes. Rip. After that on my birthday, baptized, 43. Still probably not my year, but we are going for it, bro. 1-star moment of the week. 1-star recommendations of the week, Rip. Besides going in the ocean after a deuce, it's the best. It's like the best. It's God's bidet. It's the Lord's bidet. Rip.
I got something that won't give you the runs and require you to go in the ocean buck naked. Yeah, man. Last week, I know you remember, I tried to get you to do it in Laughlin. It was a Subway 6.99 foot long. I'm piggybacking off that. I know if you watch NFL this weekend, I know you watched about 10 hours, DK. There's no way you missed the Little Caesars commercials. They got free delivery on online orders from now until the 15th, which is Sunday. Free delivery. Never happens anymore from these big chains. Usually paying $6, $7, $8. DoorDash, probably even more. So you got 6 days left, DK. Free delivery from Little Caesars. Do you have Little Caesars in Hawaii? If you don't, Detroit, Arizona, New York, you got it everywhere. Free delivery, online orders, Little Caesars, now through Sunday. Get it.
Free ads always with this guy, Rip, value guy. Free ad giver out. No Little Caesars in Hawaii. Thank you. Gives you the runs. And sponsorship idea. Daniels, Caleb Williams, Lamar. All these guys running too fast. Stay in the pocket, fellas. If you want to keep running, sponsorship deal. Little Caesars. It's genius. Make some money at least if you're going to just take off with the runs. Give yourself the runs. Give yourself run and then give yourself the runs. Hot and ready.
You were calling for it in Laughlin, one of those late nights. I don't even think it exists over there, but you were calling for it. I'll tell you
Well,
that
in
much.
Laughlin, that's a delicacy. In Laughlin, a Little Caesars pizza, hot and ready, is a delicacy. Versus I had what was below a DiGiorno, which was what was probably below a Totino's. If Totino's did a DiGiorno and they burnt it, that's what I had. And God, I would have loved a little bit of crazy bread that night. I would have made love to crazy bread that night. Was how hungry and excited I for Little C's. Rip. Disgraceful food city, Laughlin. Disgraceful. Recommendation: good food city. Good food city. Last week when I was traveling, I did a bro dinner with a friend of mine in Irvine, and it was awesome. I don't think we do enough bro dates as males and go out with just a bro and do what we want, how we want, where we want, and just have a lovely time out, basically. Rip, if that makes sense. We don't do bro dates enough. Here's what I did at 42, 43 now. This was 42. Ideal bro date situation. I think I accomplished it. First, we drove the market. We looked at houses, buildings, new developments, some new restaurants, new things in Orange County. Who doesn't love a good market drive, Rip? Come on. Right now, I'm saying you're like, oh, I could do a market drive. Everybody loves a market drive. Let's do a market drive. Then dinner. Dinner at 4:30 p.m. though. Come on. The best. The best. 4:30 dinner at Houston's in Irvine. Also, just if you want a consistent 5-star dinner where you know it's going to be consistent every single time, Houston's restaurant just delivers. At 4:30, you're getting treated with the utmost respect as well, because not many 40-year-olds should be doing dinner at that time. So you're getting great respect. Reminder, you got to take off your hats, your ball caps. Listeners, 1 stars. If you hit a Houston's, their only rule: no ball caps in there, which I respect quite a bit. Had the smoked salmon appetizer, 5 stars, 5 stars, always a classic. Had a Diet Coke with a lime. They serve a glass bottle Diet Coke, and then they pour it into your cup with the ice. Come on. Give me a break. Is this life? This is real. Give me a break. To your class. I went with the ribs. It's a tough decision to go with the ribs, which are just so fucking good for not being a barbecue place. Fall off the bones, top ribs, non-barbecue restaurant, or the steak. And I always go with the teriyaki steak, also fabulous. Switch it out with the baked potato. 5-star experience, Rip. 5-star experience. We finish a little parking lot vape, the little vape, THC vape. Cruise back, get a banana pudding milkshake at the Chick-fil-A on the way home, because bros don't care. You know what? You want to try it? Yeah. Even though we just ate, bros don't care. It's weird. It's weird in a normal with your kids and your wife, but a bro, yeah, double drive-through after a dinner. Yeah. Great. Just to the drop off. Clean, amazing night. Recommendation of the week: do a bro date. Pick a place that you just know is consistent. You don't even have to talk. You don't even have to talk to the other human. You can just go have yourself a time, however you want to do it, Rip. I hope I'm inspiring some others, bro. Bro date. Get yourself one.
I second that 4:30 dinner. I mean, you beat the crowds. You get the utmost service. Even if there's one waitress on, she's probably got 2 tables. One waiter's got 2 tables. So yeah, I second that. I'm all for not going during the peak hours for sure.
Yeah, that's a joke. That's for suckers. That's if you want to be seen. If you want to be respected, you go 4:30.
Did you cut the sleeves off your Ryan Sandberg 500 level shirt, by the way? I saw a picture. Did you cut the sleeves off that thing?
Yeah. It's my gym shirt. I wear that at the gym all the time. I get a lot. Baseball is very respected on the islands of Hawaii. So people see Ryan Sandberg, Ryne, Ryan. It's a little bit more respect for me. So I wear it when I go to the gym. I wear it when I go fishing.
Impressive. Hey, DK and Rip at checkout, 20% off. Cut off 20% of the shirt. DKANDRIP, 500level.com.
500level.com, 500level.com. Discount code Rip and DK, 500level.com. Rips Reacts, hit the music. Rip, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish The Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Shane Gillis's team. Joe Montana's team. Paid Northern Illinois $1.4 milli to play in South Bend on Saturday. And the Huskies beat that ass. Beat the number 5 team, 16-14. Biggest upset in NIU history. Rip. Just give us a pump-up speech that you would give NIU after this W.
I don't even need to do it. You just need to watch the post-game interview with that NIU coach. I think it's Coach Hammond or something like that. The most incredible thing I've seen so far this football season. Might be the best interview of the year. Google it. It's really what college sports and sports are all about when David beats Goliath. Just an unbelievable win. But one of those upsets you work your whole career for that guy. So super happy for them. And fuck Notre Dame, man.
Notre Dame, you just had this coming. You just had this one coming. You gotta know your space and you gotta find a conference. Notre Dame, you gotta find a conference. Just do it. Just do it. Gatorade did it. They dropped a new ad with Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. Rip, Lamar Jackson, MVP candidate this year or normie? Normie or MVP candidate?
Definite MVP candidate. He knows what he's doing in that offense, and he has those crazy running skills, man. You saw it against the Chiefs. He's still unlike any other quarterback. Even Jaden, man. Jaden might have it. He might be next up. You saw a little bit of it on Sunday, but Lamar is a unicorn, and when he drops those dimes into those tight ends, he can put up all the stats. He can be the number 1 fantasy quarterback. He was close last year. Definite MVP, top 5 for sure.
One of those guys who can ballet the sidelines like that. Ballet the sidelines, ballet. Left foot in, cut, switch field on you, spin move, 75 yards before you know it. It's good. It's fun. You really got to keep in mind doing the fantasy football thing, looking at runners nowadays, that a lot of these quarterbacks are going to be scoring points off rushing yards more than ever. Even guys like Josh Allen, because you can't watch for that, Rip. And these linebackers are going to get beat unless you're one of the best in the league. Joey Bosa, the Watt in Pittsburgh, who looks so good, Rip. MVP candidate right there in Pittsburgh. That defense, once again, fucking solid. God, football's good, Rip. Kendrick Lamar has been announced as the performer for the Super Bowl in New Orleans. A little bit of catastrophe there because it's Little Wayne town, Rip. That's Cash Money Records town. Kendrick Lamar coming in there. You cool with this? You co-sign from Long Beach?
I'm cool with it. I mean, he's from Compton, but it's all about momentum. You got that number 1 hit. You got the Drake diss. It's what everyone's talking about all summer. And I know Steph Curry's sick of that song, but I think he's going to put on a hell of a show. 100% guaranteed he'll mix in Lil Wayne. The problem is Lil Wayne hasn't had a hit in a long time. So he'll mix them in, though. It'll be great. I'm really looking forward to that one. I don't know if he has any songs without cussing, though. So parental discretion advised on that show.
Rip loves it. He's co-signing on it. Let's end this episode. Rip, let me get a They Not Like Us. Rip, let me hear it.
1 star. They not like us. They not like us.
We'll be back next week. Peace.
See you next week.